different world with undisputed love. Real 5-star, general love. My girl, we are land on the road, so let's go home and we lock the door. We need to talk like mommy and daddy. Disaster, padano ni waweka nyekate. Ngatma penke, padiri nino romo lo fada karo choto bolonye malo chalo chen. Ikang lega, iching body, iching pasta, iching brother and iching sister.
Rubanga versus Chatan Mukeno ngaya wang notal Kudu komika ina bal Chatan yesu loi Aye Uyape poa wene manyono teni Uyape poa wene mada kedi Uyape poa wene malwenyo kedi Make up your chipping o penya penya Kin madoro kede kuona Make up your chipping o penya
Luba, Kilo Care, of course, welcoming once again from that musical break, a song that came in. We had a couple of music that played on your screen. We had Tamgi from El Patrol Lover Boy. Of course, this one here that is coming in from the guy himself, that is Eddie Weezy. But of course, a lot. Welcoming you, like I said, welcoming you once again. This is the second edition of the week, Tuesday. You know, each and every single Tuesday we always do. We do the Nile, you know, we cut across, but across when it comes to celebrities, gossip, just as we have a lot of things to talk about today. But of course, Uganda, you know, Uganda is fond of making records each and every single time. And as we speak, of course, school just started today. You know, like pupils, both, let me say, schools, they resume school today, Tuesday, but of which it has never happened in the whole history of Uganda. You know, after holidays, you know, school starting on Tuesday. It has never happened. So that's already another record. But I believe that, you know, back then when such kind of things happens, you know, they always used to, when it comes to examination time, they test the mind of the students or the pupil. They test the mind. So for the people who are watching us right out there, make sure that you keep the date today out of your mind, because anytime, any day, you know, in front of you, the paper, you can even be asked such kind of questions for you to test you, the capability of your, you know, the capability of your memory. I don't know how, yeah, general, just the memory. They would want to test that capability of your memory, or whether you keep things, you know, whether you keep record. But of course, all in all, Saj MC remains my name, the only guy that speaks in capital letter. Nido Martinez, tell them about you. You know, Uganda kubankare, Uganda people empire tong so mu chakutin makele mene polite dar pinitimene lemene zoti mene dengo in the ingomi Uganda kind mania somo uchaku chinkas ario barange ongo kondane gipat gitemu nyene batene we gingeo lembango magitemu ingeo Uganda kaudo kilemi setting records gimaro ka setting records mara enike oyar pinikie wele rom ma awashe ne nira wiya mo kuskere kenum be somo kawoni maki making sure yani nino neme ntapikane wi pien inkai kupona ingo ngo karimo ku nyo I test the samo kuchopi kele gapla I gampe jenia I all el fario kuna pusiel somo awiye chako somo ininda di ubelu chenga di so you really need to keep that at the back of your mind so that kanilo neme cha romo you cannot fail your test, yeah, nilo neme cha kana romo so that you cannot fail your test. All in all, we are in the, you know, in the month of, should I say romantic month of Valentine, and we have a lot of guys are planning a lot of things. So you out there, what are you planning? What are your plans? Because I've seen so many people they have started dropping their messages to their loved ones. And for the single guys like you and I, what do you have? Yeah, what do you have for your friends? It's not necessarily that You should only give it to, to your lover or what. It's just generally a month of showing love, a month of showing love to one another. You can decide, like for me, I will decide to cook at my home and invite friends to come and, join me, so that we can eat together. That will be on Saturday. But I've not been seeing a lot of songs. I've not been seeing Valentine's music here in West Nile generally, because when I tried looking around last year, we saw something that came in from last year. Our brother.
Jor petit koma itemo kwe wangadi ma itemo kwe ento potio itemo kwe loin petit koma itemo kwe wangadi ma itemo kwe ento potio itemo
taste sweet like a cocoa. I step on you let you wet up. You make me scream.
Too much, and of course I introduced Too Much, a song that is coming in from the guy himself. That is Andona 256 doing it with one of the ladies, in Madi, one of the queen of Madis, from Germany. But of course that is a Fifi music in Ready Too Much. Like I remember telling all your role, I better go watch any dream and meeting in what you can do, mommy mara what ni kumkarne da pola dano do wi dano tika wang do mandok la chona ni kuna nyakana ni mirango matwek ma meken mi ne doki maka wi dano tika tamo lo korilok era wi gire dano mano pola padano kan indon ka pe kila toni la toni don ka pera ngoni baby no be chama ma mero wi mero nyene kire giro ne bon pere yo ma don tikilo era not necessarily ni ma bina nyimwa enchi habichele Valentine mero po peti necessary ni mero berke jo ma giti mar kene kingo peti kimeno. But of course ini twerka lo luremi bene waja ni lurema mati entertainment lo jo eone waja ni yun ko bin kon ganga mini kon gimo ma mara kenyu gimo ma chawa kenyu we gin be gibi ni on general ten nyutu ma kidano peni mer nyut ma kingat ma inu kede mutika sharing of affections kede ko ngarma ken ma ini feeling yani this is my friend mera luong kong la rema en we ko bin kong ganga we ko en bonen ko kira ma ko kede ganga era bino bel kong la ko kira la cham kira mana teru kede kitia ma kai tie kede gang not necessary ma no ni pol padano kum kare ti wi tiwa ni rotina nyira tika yelo luwe kum berchane ko ay in do ka ber ko wori shows ma pol ma pat kabero ma pat chere lo yam chero kono kwene ni oni ka rom we ko miro we dano wen miro wi la kon wit ma kero wit be no dano kenu ma kwa jam wen ber gira ma kwa ke ero an gira pa ngoni we pa tamani it's a must ni miro dano wen ru ke kimeno. But it depends on kila kore ruk mo ikan ma ini no ni ti comfortable ana no ni dok mandok biro dok be penny necessary me ruke kiman ko donc lutina nyira mati wa ko lutina wunda po yel with po mete ki yele ki we no tika wang ni gen kom en ka pate mo gila ko gine ne la tona do waje ni man no disappointing la tona in la tobe in keti wa kenyu kapeg mi ni gino moyla ni oni in be petam bien we live with that ti pat pa ko ma permette ni necessary mero time kimeno bara mero kuma watiki log ma pol we have a lot of stories that is headlining, but of course giving you the hint. We had over the weekend last week we had that is a Mosel Radio week, out of which up to now there's still a lot of talking points on that, of which I will be elevating it in the second half of the show. Then also giving you the hint about Judas rap knowledge and the Honorable Minister Abe Lillian. Finally, the guy also, got the chance to meet the lady. So all the details I will be giving you, and the latest music video, the latest audio. As I talk right now, we have our brother that is OS Tash Wokwer Manyen Majulongnia Ashiru Rom. Makaine no mot title pa will isa urombo ku title pa will pa Starboy Junior de will de ashir romu ka woni wati ku stash de mu will ashir romu wati ku music videos mutie ka cooking wati ku videos madongo dar pini work megamino wani they are still really doing good, and we're gonna be looking at videos makani mu ka woni romu man kumakani gima is already on the pipeline. Pien kani neno moti tengemi gulu what ye kudana ma drone which pa kamuzu what ye which pa walkie talking. Then also we shall I'll be breaking it down about the saga of walkie talkie and easy the lyrical about that song, about that a Degming, about that song of a Degming. Finally they decided to to come and conquer the fear in between them. So more will be coming in the second half of the show, but of course stay tuned to Western Television. Is MC, not forgetting my brother, the boy, the baddest guy, and of course the CEO, the thing himself behind everything that you're seeing on your screen. But for now, let's first go for the music break, and when we bounce back, I promise I'm gonna be giving you at least details about all the hints that I've given you right now. Keep it right there on Western Television. Start times channel 477, Zuku Satellite, channel 0073, Azam TV, channel 369. Always tuned to Western Television for celebrity gossip. Long music break. Sarge MC still remains my name, the only guy that speaks in capital letter. When we come like this, we make sure we do things in capital. Caesar Bafana splashes 180 million Uganda, 180 million Ugandan shillings just to get a slicky that is a Mercedes Maybach. I am telling you, in Uganda, entertainers really have, they have all what it takes, the money, they have the fame, it's good sometimes to drive such kind of things that it gives you. But I remember the last time I was with Bafana, it was around 2010, something like that. To do with 2010, that was the last time Bafana came to Arua City, and it was around the current Eden, former Matonge, where the show was really packed, and the guy really didn't make it on time. He had a day show in Lira, of which he slept off. Yeah, the guy slept off, and the driver started driving towards Kampala, not knowing that they had another show in Arua. So the guy drove up to Kiriadongo. That's when he woke up. The guy was like, "Hey, have you reached Karuma?" "No, we are in Kiriadongo." "But now you just turn the car." So the guy had to take the car from Kiriadongo. You can imagine, you had a day show that you performed around midnight. You performed around 10 to midnight. And you have a real show that you are supposed to perform also in Arua on that same day. That's where sometimes artists sometimes also do always sympathize with these artists, When you pick money here, you pick money there. I don't know whether what came into his mind. Maybe he thought Lira is just like maybe to Arua. No, it wasn't like that. So we really passed through a lot of, it was really terrible. Because I was in the, I was like the person who was, I was the host. It was really terrible. Big up on a Padre. Padre, really, one guy who introduced a lot of nights. That is a guy, I don't know where Padre is, but each and every single time when I think of Padre, I always give him, the round of applause. I'll give him the salute. I respect Padre because Padre is the engine, Padre was the, let me say, he was the engine of entertainment here in Arua City, because this is the guy who could come up, who started, coming up with nights here in Arua City. He could come up with a lot of, he was so creative. But wherever he is, you should know that people of Arua really celebrate you for opening their eyes in terms of entertainment. That is the guy, Padre, for you there. So that was the last time where we almost get stoned, we almost get beaten. That was the second end of Matonge. That very particular day there was a lot of blackouts because people started entering. People were already packed by 10. People were packed in Matonge. You could not even find, if you were to leave your seat, like let me talk of the footsteps. You take off your footsteps like this, you're not come back into the same position, because people were very many. That was the beginning of the downfall of Matonge discotheque, where people collected, the whole base, the whole base, that when you're asked to carry, you need to be around 4, where you hold it at the edges, yeah? But on that very particular day, one person could carry, one person carried, could carry the whole base, one person. This is the base that can be only, when you are sent to carry, you will say this is very heavy, but one person could put it here. People could carry the plastic chair. Somebody can pile 10 and carry, and yet if you're asked to go and carry that 10, you could not. On that day, people destroyed Matonge. It was because of also Caesar Bafana, because he came late. He had a day show in Lida. But of course, as we speak right now, the guy is he has not been performing, Caesar Bafana has not been performing. He was never in the presidential campaign, because you know him, he was in the other party. So he was not performing. But surprisingly, the guy comes out with a slicky. Why do I call it slicky? Because it's a Mercedes-Benz. It's a Mercedes, let me say, Maybach, not Benz. We have so many types of those Mercedes. There's Mercedes-Benz, there's Mercedes-Maybach. So for him, he has that one of around 180 million. That is a Ugandan shillings. When you convert dollars into Ugandan shillings, that would be the worth of the drive that the guy is having. Round of applause to the son. But of course, the son himself, you're talking about entertainers. He's the son. Caesar Bafana's son is a producer. I also sing sometimes. When you look, there was a time I listened to his rap. You may think that Lil Wayne is the one doing those things. So he's a producer and he sings at the same time. But of course, this is the guy who sat last year PLE, primary living examination, from P6. He was taken there and he got second grade with 14. With the 14 aggregates. So meaning that if he was supposed to, if they had given him the chance to study, to go to P7 and study, trust me, he would do better than that. But of course, all in all, we are talking entertainment, and of course, UNMF. This is one of the association for one of the umbrellas of the artists in Uganda here, where they have their circles. They have their circles, and it has been operating for the past 2 years now. Of course, as artists, definitely, where there is money, there's always fingers pointing the other direction. There's always finger pointing the other direction. Where one of the show hosts, that is MC Katz, also saying, talking about UNMF did not support the wife, that is Fear, of which Lilian Babazi came openly and saying that the guy is never honest, which is there should be, people have to be honest sometimes when you're saying something. But of course, according to that, according to Lilian Babazi, that they really helped Fear. They really helped Fear. So you out there, what else do you have to say? But of course, Fear celebrated, she celebrated the guy.
Yangi waduni akuri mawelu chamo neno kumalu malakwanka waj mira konkilio sister
malakwanka waj gimiru doki binu doki liu. That is the guy himself, man, CJ. But of course, was like telling you that Lilian Babazi celebrated, according to her, that she's just celebrating the husband. Let me say, she's celebrating her soul. Of course, over the weekend we had a lot of happenings where each and every single year people always go and visit. It has been 8 years down the road since Radio Mose Radio passed on, and 8 years as we speak right now. But when we're talking about that, the family of late Radio Mose, and I've seen Talking about Lilian Babazi. Sorry about that. Lilian Babazi, she has 2 kids with this guy, of which the firstborn is already now is to sit for finishing, that is O level this year. And then the secondborn finishing primary 7 this year. So it has really been a very, 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 very long journey for the lady herself. Being a single mother, trying the parental kind of role. It has never been easy. So that it has been always that Villa. The last Sudan they had this year was in Villa, where so many artists stand up. I saw Shiba there, I saw Vinka, I saw Winnie Nwaji, I saw B2C. A lot of artists came over. A lot of artists generally, they came to support. That is Lilian Mbabazi. This is what they always organize. But from the other source also, you see, this Mose Radio Week should have been something big by now, but it's because there's so many conflicts, internal conflicts. There are so many internal conflicts. That's why it's making these things, the late Radio Mose night, let me say the week, not to be one of the most famous things. But of course, it's just there. Just because of some internal kind of fight where the families are doing, just within internally. Of course, definitely by now we should be, Weasel should have taken over, even if they wanted one of the people should be part of the family, from the family. But I believe that Lilian Babazi could be in a better position to replace, or else it would be like a company, like just a company, maybe an event, like just an event company, where each and every single year people will be knowing that this, when it comes to such and such a date, we do always celebrate the late Mose Radio. This is what we do. So it would stick in people's mind. But because of the internal kind of fights that is happening right now internally, that is making it so hard to make it big. And I love the fact that on that very last week, so many artists and so many people, they went and visited the grave of late Radio Mose, of which Lilian Babazi didn't go. But of course, in one of the interviews, that when they asked, she also replied them that she has this very special time, and a special time for her, like just a special time that she goes and visits, her husband's grave. So it's not necessarily that she needs so many people to move with. That's what's hard. But all in all, this is one of its kind. It has been happening for the past 8 years, and up to now it's still happening. But we pray that the family comes to, they should reconcile and come up with some, maybe some hades, so that this thing can be big. But now, talking about that, the central guy, we here in northern Uganda, we have never done such kind of things, yeah? We have seen so many music icons that are late right now. Giving you, for example, we have a late JP, we have the one that we lost some years back, that is Dr. Blue. We have so many artists. We have Rasta Amsini, the senior. There are so many, but they have never been celebrated. They have never been celebrated. And then the other side, we have this guy of Mr. P. In the other side of Gulu, we have so many of these big music icons, but we have never celebrated them for once. What are we still doing? It's good sometimes. I love the fact that guys always do contribute. Let me say the tribute songs. Once the tribute songs is done, that marks the end of it. Yeah. There was a beautiful song of the tribute song that so many artists of for late Jack P. Very beautiful. But me, I thought there would be something to do with late Jack P. Because late Jack P. left kids behind, that are supposed to be taken care of. The music keeps up. For me, sir, if you ask me as a capital guy, as long as the music still plays and sounds good into people's ears, it gives a mandate to celebrate these guys. Why celebrate them? Because at least they have left something behind for them to be celebrated. And their kids are supposed to be looked for, looked after. That's what I'm saying. So it's generally, we really need to embrace that, that culture of doing such, celebrating these people. I am not saying that they should die, God forbid, no, but at least the one that has passed on. Once in a while, we should be able at least to organize something to cater, to take, let me say, just to give, like maybe a group of artists, like I've seen, there's so many associations right now, like an association can say, this is late Jack P's son or daughter who is interested in school. Maybe the association can say, we are going to pay this one to a certain level. Paying the school fees up to a certain level. I think that should be the work of the association that we have in the entire Uganda. When once you are a member of the association, once you happen to be no more, at least a member of your family will be taken and considered. Like maybe it could be maybe your kid, to support your kid into education. But I've seen a lot of people, they always go mute. When somebody's died and buried, they cannot go for the burial, but anything after that, it's to whom it may concern, which is not a good thing. So we really need to embrace that culture of at least giving it back to the community already. Because if I don't see any person who would say no, if I'm told somebody is to come up with just something, creating something to talk about, maybe the late Jack P's night, and something like that. Trust me, people will come. Because on that very particular day, if you ask me what the activity that is supposed to be done in that, it's only playing this guy's music. Yeah? Playing the late music, and the artists who are going to go on the stage, like the artists who are coming to support, the congregate, should also come and sing. You sing late Jack P songs, though you're gonna sing your own songs too, but at least you first start by singing that song. Trust me, people will come in large number. People will come in large number to come and support that. So really, guys, we really need to embrace that, and the earlier we start that, the better for all of the entertainers. Like I've seen the MCs Association, the one in West Nile, it's really doing good. They're also giving out money to the people, but though some of the people are still negative about that, the MCs and the presenters, the MCs and the presenters association, it's really working out for them. They're giving out money loans, they're giving out loans for the people, and the MCs and the presenters, some of them are doing their own businesses now. So such kind of association, at least now, we're talking about a member. If I'm told one of the member, you are one of the member, you happen to pass on by, which is God, God forbid. Those are the things that at least will be pushing you, If you have a little kid that is, that is supposed to go to school, if the relationship with the association was so good, trust me, you will be helped even in your absence. You will really be helped. And unlike some of the guys who are so bitter, some of the presenters are so bitter, some of the MCs are so bitter about that because of that very particular thing. But for me, I don't see anything wrong, because when you look at the structure built, not only within the Royal City, because it said it's West Nile up to Adjumani. So the structure built in the leadership of that, the interim leadership that we see right now in that very particular association, presenters and MCs association. These people come from different corners. There are some from Nepi, the other side. We have one from Adjumani, from Madi, from Madi. The leadership has been scattered, That is the type of leadership that we also expect. Not only if I'm told it's called this maybe MCs and the presenters association. Not only the big people, no, but they did good that it cut across all these other people in different angles, which is a good thing. But of course, Saj MC, like I said, remains my name. So we really need to embrace such kind of things so that we can see how we can move and build ourselves and move together. That is only when we speak the same language, we can only conquer that. And then away from that, my brother, that is Judas Rap Knowledge finally last week. Judas Rap Knowledge, proposing to Abe, the love proposal, of Judas Rap Knowledge that has taken social media of northern Uganda by storm. As we speak, he finally met the lady last weekend, and over last week he met. When he performed, before he performed, they met, and it was really, yes, after performance, that's when the mayor of Gulu City introduced, let me say mayor of Gulu City was the U-boat, and I don't tigwa marangeoni do kiro dan tika lokano onge dong teacher mayor no Judas Rap Knowledge good good mote good God hag and Judas Rap Knowledge. That thing was really, but I'm telling you, it's all about when it comes to relationships, we all believe that everybody wants to have a bigger portion of the bread, and for my brother here, he's trying to follow, because whatever he does, he always gives Eddie Kenzo and Nyamtoro as an example. The relationship, that couple, Eddie Kenzo and Nyamtoro, wherever he go, whatever kind of, whenever he's trying to talk about that, he always gives that an example. We all know that Judas Rap Knowledge, this is the guy who have been outside Uganda. He has been in UK for a number of years, and for him, we all know, but for him himself, and begin I know what any and count meet dog be meet madam pelare and beruka choneke muni mono no petika watikmen. But anyway, Abel Lillian, Honorable Minister Abel Lillian, she's still quiet. Football me answer more. Every nero kirema social media kirema mar kirika exaggerating look kirema expose kirema meru kirilo no jo one social media sometimes yeneno jo oni logo mo matiri kag dog ton dog sukare mo ye jon meru look oni dong meru dano weng dong meru no oni dog mete mo kay neno mo kirema dan tika lenge kenyo mar mo kim bara amar ni logo ker da kamar look oni ni o mio daka. It has given creativity, the talkability, all the influencers. They are all the influencers. Petting most of the influencers meeting and another young Gulu Kenya. Pienke wanye northern Uganda cuts across all West Nile. My noni football gine any influencer my young kind mu interviewing here Judas Rap Knowledge. Magluoni levo me Judah me Gulu Kenya. Football magine noni social media influencers wing tika hosting nyeri tika penye nyeri mineno kamoi ken kai yabu social media noni chelpa Judas Rap Knowledge noti kind Honorable Minister Abel Lillian Tikan. It has always been the talking point the whole of this month, making a lot of noise, but we are all waiting one when we take a coordinate from Abel Honorable Minister Abel Lillian we enbo katika ngwa ba inbe tika pinga pinga tika galo chawa pien kum dan wen tika ilo no gino tika luan I dan kan wa kite tika yu aka I dan wen tika America we ni Abe Honorable Minister Abel Lillian buwajo ni ngo MP mikit kum buwajo ni ngo kenyu e kom proposal ma Judas Rap Knowledge omio erane but of course Sajersi remains my name, the only guy that speaks in capital letter a lot. It's happening in the music industry, but of course, a lot of music videos and a lot of, audios, cooking. And as we speak right now, there's a song that is already out. That is a Chill Romo OS Touch. Kuchecha. Kaineno mod ko ni dano pulpa dano so peninungo. Pien kineno. Tenga mi ngom melalur. Kude ngom lugbara. Dano so wacha juruweni kicheke wacha ni under this year should be my year. But I love the energy. Amarian kubanga atitie utike ukaduro kuwashane and this year should be my year. So what about you? How and where do you want to place this year in your life musically? Because I've seen so many people, they're giving us the energy, talking to themselves that today, this year should be my year. So now, if you have 10 artists talking about the year should be their year, so meaning that we really have a lot, we have a lot of things to do this very particular year. And for me, I'll only say it's good when you put yourself into somebody's shoes and remove yourself in that shoes. Be in your own shoes and understand the strategies that you're going to put or bring in this very particular year when it comes to entertainment. Because a lot of people are warming up. Each and everyone is saying, this is my year. Even Lillian Babazi said, this year, it's going to be my year. But we are waiting to see whether Lillian Babazi will come out with something. Or even, we have seen a lot of artists right now here. We are still waiting for them. If they will drop us maybe something else apart from whatever it has been, whatever they have been doing in the past. Because so many artists, so many legendary artists, they have been sleeping. They have been doing their underground businesses. We're talking about David Lutalo, Caesar Bafana. Maybe for Caesar Bafana, maybe he's trying to nurture the kid into music, because as we speak, the kid is also doing so good into production, which is a good thing. We have seen so many. I've not had the whole of last year. I've not heard from this guy G1, G for General, Rasta Longest, straight out from this other guy from Perombo. I've not heard last year from Bestman Banzo, and I've not heard from so many artists in Aluruland. But I believe that this year, because they have always been saying that this year will be their year. The guy that is Jerome King, I've not heard from you last year. Let me hope this year is gonna be a good one for you. We say all this, for God and for God and our country, like for God and my country. That's what we always embrace, to push you, give you the courage to build up yourself and do the right thing in the music industry. Saj MC remains my name, and of course, we have come to the end of this very particular show, and that is a Chuku Chuku that always comes to each and every single time from Monday till Friday, and every Tuesday we do mix a Katogo of music. We play central, we cut across, when it comes to music play. But of course, when I sign out, we're gonna be doing something from DRC Congo, maybe something from Fali Pupa. It could be Werason. That's when I'll be leaving the studio. We're gonna be playing for you that kind of music, because we always cut across every Tuesday. But Wednesdays are always top 20 countdown. We look at the most, the most watched video, the most played videos, and we give it to you in the top 20 countdown. And then every Thursdays, we always have the socialites. We have the socialites right on set, talking about their socialite kind of thing. And if not, we do always have, that is a gospel artist. We always do talk about the journey in the gospel ministry. From me to you, it's a bye-bye. See you till tomorrow, same time, same television. But the next on your screen, it will be the Nile cast, and of course the lady herself, Fiona Pony. She will be giving you the details when it comes to music. Let me say, not talk about music, talking about news that cuts across, West Nile and Uganda at large. From me to you, it's a bye-bye.